Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you for clicking here. I appreciate you. We're going to start out with some oracles today. We're going to use a card from each of these decks, and then we're going to go into tarot and find out what's coming up for you. Whenever you find this reading, Gemini, it's always going to be for the week ahead. Thank you so much for all of your views and attention on my last video. I appreciate you. And if you like this content, please offer a thumbs up. It does help spread this video, sends it back to the algorithm, and where we can find other Gemini energies, and that's what we need. So here we go, Gemini. This is for you, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And if you are cross-watching a Gemini, thank you for doing that. Where does Gemini come up in your sign, in your big three, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Tell me. All right. We have the rainbow. I feel like it is time for you. I want to say that the time is now, or you have been cleared to actually hope. Gemini, I feel like there's hope. It's like the end of the rainbow, right? You see this here? We've got the hope and it says rainbow. And it's card number 6. I want to say if you've been waiting for balance, if you've been waiting for reciprocity, if you've been waiting for a lover, I feel like this is something that you can look forward to in the week ahead. We'll talk more about it, but we all know at the end of the rainbow is the pot of gold, right? And rainbows, right, biblically even, have suggested that a hard time is over once we see the rainbow. Yeah, you've been living in the labyrinth here, and I think this is your mind, because you have a very complex mind here, Gemini. And so I feel as though you spend a lot of time walking around the labyrinth trying to solve it, solve the puzzle, solve the thing, right? You're very much an extreme thinker. So I feel like you've been on a journey of thought, bumping into walls, maybe not having much success. We have a card number 15 here, which is the number of the devil. So it's confusion and it's doubt, a little bit of maybe being off the path, or maybe having to take a longer way around because there's things in your way, obstacles. It feels like the labyrinth has been quite a journey for you, but not a very great one, I want to say. And so if that's you, if the journey has been hard up to here, this year has been a hard journey for you, I believe it's about to get easier here, with the rainbow showing up with hope, telling me that to tell you that the hardest part of it is over. I feel like you're over the hump. I want to say that you've reached the peak and you're kind of on your way down the other side of the mountain here. All right, what else do we need to know about Gemini, please? We have self-love, and maybe that's part of it. And because, you know, we can wait for people to love us. We can wait for people to make us feel like we have worth. But the truth is, Gemini, is that we have to find our own self-worth first. Why? Because we're attracting what we are. We're not attracting what we want. And if you have no self-worth, if you don't have no self-love, you're attracting people with no self-love and no self-worth. What's that going to do? It's not going to make you feel any better. It's not going to make you feel any more loved, right? So we've got self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. And that's what I was just saying. If if we look at children, let's just say someone who's maybe in early school, maybe, grade 5, and we look at someone who's in college, those two people have very different ideas of what love is, right? And so this is what it's kind of telling me here, that in order to be able to attract someone who is loving self, and that means on the outside and the inside. So there are a lot of people who are not practicing self-love, who expect that they're going to get the person who's in perfect shape, the one who is, in whatever era that this person it really is attracted to. But if you're not taking care of yourself by using self-love, all you're attracting is people like yourself. All right, so we have integrity. It says you demonstrate the truth and the honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. I like it. All right, one more card here, and then we'll get to some tarot. We'll find out what else is going on. Find out what the tarot can tell us. Tell me more, please, about Gemini in the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the Spider Spirit. Make your dreams real. Look, I think you're on. I just saw somebody walk to the edge of the diving board. Now, for anybody who's ever been in a public pool, you know that there's like the diving boards, and then there's like the tower diving board for like the ones that are learning how to dive and stuff like that. And like really putting the hard work into it. Some people will jump off it for pleasure, but other people use it for, making their dreams real. And so I just saw somebody walk out onto the edge of the tower, and it feels like making your dreams real is coming in the new year, I want to say. We've got card number 56. 5 and 6 are 11, and 1 and 1 is 2. So I feel like in the new year, you are going to have more balance with self-love, more balance in the things that you want, more reciprocity in the things that you want, whether that's people, situations, jobs, or whatever it is. But it says make your dreams real. And that's exactly what the spiders do, right? They weave these intricately beautiful homes or traps, really, right? And it's almost as if they're stunning in beauty, and people don't want to wreck them because it takes such hard work to make such beauty. So I think that in the new year, you're going to be making your dreams real. I mean, it could be in the week ahead, I'm just saying. And I feel like you're getting some sort of a balance in self-love that is going to lead you to either more reciprocity or someone who possibly, card number 6 is the Lovers, possibly leading you to make a choice, to choose somebody in your life to carry on this path with you. Bottom of the deck, we have nothing is wasted. I believe it. It's the vulture spirit. And, every animal in our ecosystem and all around the world in the ecosystem, they have there is a vulture for a reason, right? The vulture comes by to pick the dead bones, and the bones go back to the earth. Some countries have a really hard time with this because they enter things into the ecosystem that ends up overrunning it. So for instance, I know that I was in New Zealand or Australia, and it was back in the day where they had too many snakes, they had too many mice, so they started breeding snakes, and then they had a snake problem, so they started breeding other things to take care of the snakes. And if we play with our ecosystem, it just gets right out of whack. I feel like the vulture spirit is a pure energy that comes to, like, every animal in the ecosystem has a purpose. And the purpose of the vulture spirit is to take what's left and make it into something else, and nourishes them, right? It gives them nourishment and keeps them alive. So nothing is wasted. The vulture spirit, card number 63 is a 9. Tells me about the hermit energy. Could very much be what's going on here. It's like picking over everything in hermit mode. And that's what Virgo does. Goes over the details. I don't need this. I need that. I need more of this. Trying to figure out exactly what's going on in the hermit mode. All right. So you might be someone who has been keeping to yourself, doing your own thing, not really keeping up with others. All right. And I think it's necessary. I think it's a necessary part of your life, if that's what you're doing right now. Tell me about Gemini, please. We need some tarot. We need some clarification. What else is going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in the week ahead, please? If you are interested in a private read, Gemini, please look below this video. You'll see a link that says more. If you click that, you will find the link to Wizio, where my readings begin at $40. All right, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Tell me more about Gemini in the week ahead, please. We have the 7 of Swords, Gemini. We have the 6 of Swords. Somebody's not being honest with you, Gemini. I think you're moving on from something here. I feel that you feel somebody's being shady. It feels like tense. Yeah. It feels very intense. You're making a really big decision to move away from something that you can't trust. There's something being concealed from you, or you feel like there is. There might be information, possibly people talking behind your back. There's some energy here that you're moving away from, that you're not happy with here. It might have something to do with a relationship that you're in currently, or it's a psychic feeling for you, Gemini. It could be some sort of an emotional feeling, like somebody's lying to you about their emotions, or it's like an emotional concealment, or somebody's concealing emotions. Ooh. Tower. So there's something sudden that's changing here. It's like you have a sudden change of heart or a sudden change of mind. It's like a moment, and you're like, nah, brah, I'm not doing this with you anymore. I'm out of here. I'm out. That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody is like, nope, you can't do that to me. Look at that. So we've got a true pair here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Why is that? Someone is inspired. Inspired to like begin a business, or inspired with confidence to do something that has to do with the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is stability in relationship, or happiness in a relationship setting. It's stability. I feel like somebody's lying to you here and you need stability. It's like you feel confident enough to be inspired to go. I feel like the universe has your back, I want to say, because we've got the lion standing in the background. I want to say strength is at your back. I feel like you're making the right decision. I feel like if you're watching this right now and you're feeling that there is someone in your life who's being shady with you. Now look, I do see this sometimes when they come up together as mother and father. So it could be parents that you're dealing with, or it could be a different couple that you're dealing with. But it does feel like this is a compassionate tower. I want to say it's a compassionate tower. I feel like you knew that it was coming, that it's like you were feeling something under the surface. Look, you could have water in the moon and the rising. I don't know, but it feels like you almost had like a psychic energy or a knowing. I want to say like Pisces and Scorpio. And those are, the water signs are very vibrational. And Scorpio and Pisces are two of the biggest, right? Cancer is also has an intuition or a psychic intuition, but these two are the big hitters, right? Pisces and Cancer. So, Pisces and Scorpio, but Cancer's here as well. We have Scorpio here as well. Scorpio energy, it's almost as if you were planning it. Like, I don't feel like you were planning to leave, but I feel like you were picking up hints along the way. That's what it feels like. It's almost like it's like your spidey sense was tingling. And then you actually find out that something's going on and you make a big decision to leave here. Let's talk more about this. Tell me about the Seven of Swords, please, for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Just listening, sorry. I think that you think someone's lying about their feelings. It's almost like they're concealing that from you. I feel like you are the person who's right in. I feel like you're the person who's all in. But I think there's somebody else here, I feel, who... Yeah, we'll clarify. It feels like you're dealing with someone that you know is a soulmate, someone that mirrors you, but it feels like there is some sort of a tower coming where you make some sort of a big decision, like almost a compassionate backing out of something. Like you're compassionate and you're like, no, I can't do this. I gotta go. Tell me about the Seven of Swords, please. Seven of Swords brings up the Four of Swords in the reverse. It feels like you've had time to think it over. You've been healing, and we go through different stages of healing in our lives, right? It feels like you've been through a stage of healing right now, and it feels like you've had some sort of a realization while you're in this healing mode here. The Four of Swords tells me that you're ready to communicate now about the Seven of Swords because you've thought it over a bit. You're taking charge of something here. So the Emperor, of course, is Aries. The Emperor can be a person, could be you, right? But the Emperor is also an energy. So I feel like after you come out of this hermit mode here, that you are taking charge of something here. I've got the Three of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. It feels to me like you've been holding back from your expansion. It's like you're in an energy right now, Gemini, that you're holding back from your expansion because you feel as though somebody's not going to come with you. So you've been playing it small or holding back or staying in a vibration with someone else where you know that the vibration is shaky or shady. The vibration isn't true. There's something telling you, this psychic energy here, there's something telling you that something's not right. And so I want to say that the Emperor is holding back. So I feel like you're the one that's to step forward, take charge, conquer the situation. You're the person who who has stability. You're the authority on something here, and it feels like you've been holding back or reserving your judgment, not saying something right away, but underneath, the Seven of Swords is underneath it all. Underneath it all, I feel like you know that something is about to burn out here. We have the the Three Swords, and we have one that's very small. This one's going to burn out before the other two. So I feel like what you're holding back on is your expansion. I feel like you're playing it small, but it feels like you're not going to be able to do it much longer. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go out into the expanse. There is something that's calling you that way, and I feel like you have to leave where you are now in order to be able to get it. And the way you're leaving is mentally, first of all. It feels like you need to detach from whatever's been going on here. From whatever's been going on, you need to detach from that, and you need more stable ground. I think that you're getting out of the boat and putting both feet on the ground, I want to say. Tell me about the Six of Swords, please, for Gemini. We've got the Fool in the reverse. Why is that? Why is the Fool in the reverse? Five of Swords. It's like you go running out of there after an argument, and you didn't think that it would happen this way. It feels like there's something that is being hidden by the Seven of Swords, something that you know that is brewing under the surface. It feels like there is something that you can no longer stand for, or doesn't mesh with your morality. Like, it feels like you have some sort of a moral compass, or you feel like someone in your midst is lying to you or keeping something concealed from you. So if they're not lying, they're definitely keeping it hidden from you. We have the Five of Swords. Yeah, it's like it's something that happens super quick here. And the Fool being in the reverse tells me that you really don't have time to think about it, or that you've been healing so long that finally you're like, I have to do it right now. Regardless of what the risks are, the Fool in the reverse, I gotta go. Because the Five of Swords is a place where you don't want to stay. And I want to say to you, be careful, because if you do leap and you do go prematurely, the Five of Swords is also at what cost? Right? So the Fool is in the reverse. And when the Fool is in the reverse, you're apt to look like a fool. Or, as I always say, you know, we're jumping off the edge here. We're leaping off the edge. And when you're leaping off the edge here and it's in the reverse, you can't see what's at the bottom, right? Somebody's going to free fall, but I feel like this is the educated risk. This is the uneducated risk. It feels like somebody calls your bluff, the Five of Swords. Somebody calls your bluff and says something like, you'll never leave. You'll never leave me. Yeah. That's what the Five of Swords is to me. And then we have the Fool, like, yeah? Really? You're going to challenge a Gemini? Really? And I think you go. So it's a decision, a really big decision that you're making here, and it comes as a shock to you and to them. It feels like there is an abrupt switch up in the way that you feel or the way that you're thinking. Tell me about the Judgment and the Tower here. It's an upset. We have the High Priestess. See, you've been thinking about this. It feels like it's always been in your gut. You go into healing to try and figure it out. Is this person really lying to me, or am I taking it the wrong way? Right? You have a duality, right, my friend? Like sometimes you can make it feel like it can feel to you like it's worse than the situation really is, but that's a duality of looking at the good with the bad, right? And you really dig into it when you do that. So the High Priestess is here. You could have Piscean energy here. We have Pisces here. And it feels to me that you knew all along that this was going on, but you never addressed it. That's what it feels like. So the High Priestess is here, and the knowing is that the Tower is here, that there is going to be some sort of an upset, a shocking upset here. And it's the ending. It's the ending of something. You make the decision to end. You don't just move away, but you close the cycle. I think you're closing the cycle here. Yeah, and it feels like it is with soulmate energy. So the soulmate energy could be a soulmate friend. It could be someone in your family. Maybe you consider one of your parents or a sibling a soulmate. Could be a friend as well. But there is something here, and it doesn't have to be in love, but there is someone here who's not being honest with you. You felt it in your gut. You knew it, and you're thinking about, maybe I should just leave. And I feel like the reason that you held back in the vibration that you were is because this person, you have nostalgia with them. You have there's water under the bridge. We've done things together. I've known you my whole life, or I've known you a very long time, or I feel like I have. And that's the reason that you were holding back from this ending, though. So I feel like The upset is that you probably come across some sort of information, I feel, that you're not okay with. Tell me why the Queen of Cups is here. And I think that you bow out gracefully. I think that you bow out with compassion. And you're like, you know what? I love you, but I can't stand for this. I gotta go. You're always going to have my heart. You're always going to have a piece of my heart. But it feels like there is a... Yeah, there it is. You're making a decision that's best for everyone involved. It's like you're not even giving this person a chance to explain because it's something that bad. It's like something you found out about them. Something you found out about them that you're not happy with here. Yeah, you need something far more stable. You're choosing something far more stable. There was something hiding under the surface, Gemini. There was something hiding under the surface, something you didn't see, but you could feel it with your High Priestess energy. And I feel like you decide to be honest and just make the cut. Make a decision that's best for everyone involved here. I feel like you don't even know that you're going to do it, but it's been brewing within you in your gut, and your gut's been telling you it's time for you to cut out the Queen of Cups. I feel. And it's because you have this person's not giving you any surety about what's going on. Now, the Queen of Cups is someone who's lovely and psychic and beautiful, and this person is someone who is compassionate. But listen, I feel like you don't trust this person. I feel like there is something going on here. This person has caused a tower here for you, or you've caused the tower by moving along, but it feels like you have picked somebody new. It feels like either you've picked somebody new or you need to pick stability over everything. That's what it feels like here. You must have stability over all things. Tell me what the moon is indicating here. Something came to the surface. The Page of Swords is here. You found something out about the 10 Cups. Tell me what that is. You found out that the other person was ready to move on. This is a turning point in this relationship. So I feel like for some of you, it's the week ahead. That if this is your story, whether it's family or whether it's a love interest or whether it's a friend, this relationship has hit the wall. Yeah, I feel like it's hit a turning point here. And things are about to change in the 10 of Cups. And so it might be in your family, in a relationship. But there's something that has come to the surface with the the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, sorry. And the Strength card is here. It feels like you've been holding back, like moving away. But now you've realized the 9 of Wands is here. It feels like you're resilient, but you're exhausted and you're tired of getting hurt. You're tired of people hurting you. So I feel like this relationship is hitting a turning point here. And we've got the 2 of Cups. Why is that? 2 of Cups, because I think you're heading out to something else. I think you've decided that you want more stability in a relationship, and this person is keeping things under the surface. They're being kind of shady. So whether it's a friendship or a loveship, it feels like the 2 of Cups in the Chariot tells me that you're leaving. You're leaving the 2 of Cups. You're getting in the Chariot and you're going because you need more victory than that. You need to be on a path of creativity, of strength, and going after things that are making your heart sing, my friend. All right. I'm going to leave this here. You're not going to do it right away. I'm just saying. 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords tells me that things are about to get better because we've got 2 8s. You are at a turning point. The Rainbow of Hope is here. But I feel like it's going to take a lot of work on yourself before you're going to be able to get out of this 8 of Swords energy. All right. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, Gemini. And I'll be back next week because, well, I'm always back. Love you guys. I'm out. Happy holidays. Take care. Bye-bye.